Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to the Wild at Heart show, Real, Authentic, Uncut, a show for men, by men, about men at USA Global TV and Radio. My name is Roland. I'm the creator and the moderator and host of the show. And actually, we're already celebrating 3 months. So 3 months ago, on the 18th of May, we started with our first show. So time is running, and I'm absolutely enjoying here coming together with my friends from different parts of the world and discussing topics for men, about men. Yeah, and the topic for today is how men can deal or manage conflicts in business and relationships. And as always, on every Wednesday, I'm not alone. I have a fabulous team of panelists from different parts of the world. So let's bring them on stage. I welcome first my dear friend from Poland, MARCIN. Hello, MARCIN. Welcome to the show again.
Hi, Roland. Hi, everyone. Hi.
Hi, MARCIN. Good to have you here. Hi. Our next panelist is my dear friend from Egypt. I'm very happy that he's on board too tonight. So welcome, Mohamed.Mounir. Welcome.
Hello, Roland. Hello, Marcin. Good to have you back. Thank you so much for
Hi, Mohamed.
Hello. Hi, Mounir. Hello. Good to have you on the show back. So the next guy, the next gentleman from Germany. Welcome, my dear friend Christian from Germany.
Hi, guys, and very nice and warm hello to all our viewers.
Hi, Christian. Always good to have you on the show. Yeah, and as Big Scott and Ezra, they have off today. Last but not least, we welcome also our dear friend from Egypt, Hazem. Welcome, Hazem, on the panel.
Hi, guys. Long time. A week only.
Yeah. Hi, Hazem. Good to see you.
Hi, Hazem.
Hi, guys. So as I said in the beginning, in the intro, we started 3 months ago, gentlemen, on the 18th of May. So time is really running. We have now the 17th of August. So we did a bunch of shows, and it was always, for me, it was, as I said, I commented on the introduction video on YouTube. I said, it's always fun for me to be on the show. And also for hopefully for the audience too, but I can speak for myself. It's also a lot of value what I can learn from you guys. And I appreciate all your comments, your reflections, your feedback, your thoughts on these various topics we had in the past. So today our topic is how, as a man, we deal or manage conflicts in business and relationships. I guess it's an important topic too, especially for me, because I'm always struggling with conflict. I just start very open. I always been a kind of people pleaser. There are different parts in my life where I can be very hard and very tough and very on the point. And in other parts of my life, I absolutely fucking struggle. I avoid conflicts. I hate them. I want harmony. And as I always said, a good intention is the first step in direction to hell. At the end of the day, it doesn't pay off to look for harmony and avoid conflict. It's not working for myself. So I just open the discussion, guys. How about you in business or relationship, whatever you want to start? How are you dealing with conflicts? I really say, do you like them? Because I know people who are always waiting for a fight. You can see their crash. They're just waiting for any moment or for any, for any course or whatever to get in a fight. But I'm absolutely not the person in private. Absolutely not. So how about you guys? Who wants to start this panel? Who opens his mic first?
Okay. So this time I jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, conflicts is a very good topic. Well, The first thing I can say is that as I grew older, I built up a habit, and that is the closer I get to a conflict, which is in my terms a very hard word. The closer I get to that, the slower and the more precise I choose my words. And this is the way I approach it. Like when I see, okay, emotional temperature is rising, stuff like that, then I am getting slower to calm my mind, and for being able to check the situation or analyze the situation, like what is really going on. Is someone just projecting something on me, and it's not really me they're talking to, it's something like a pattern running, stuff like that. So I did this thing, like I said, I put up this habit of becoming slower, and this is, for me, it's quite helpful.
I can absolutely relate to this, Christian. Thank you. But my addition question to you is, Christian, you said, okay, you have this habit now. So one day you learned about it, you heard about it, and then you practice this, and it became a habit. You implemented it. But before that, can you remember the time before that? What was your reaction, especially for the audience who are not developed already a positive habit? What was your reaction before? And when did you realize that you have to change it, and how did you change it?
In fact, I was quite hot-tempered. I think that's the way how to put it. Like, I reacted extremely fast, very emotional, and I did regret that quite a few times. And there was I remember that pretty good. There was a situation when friends were at our house. When I say our, I mean my former girlfriend and me, and we were having spaghettis. So and my girlfriend, she started like annoying me with a little bottle of water, and she spit water on my face, like for fun, like this, like like spitting it. And I said, hey, let that. I don't like that, so let that. And she didn't stop, and it was a very, well, we were on the table having good food, stuff like that. It was quite relaxed, and she was making fun. And I don't know what it was, but she did it 3 or 4 times, and I just took the glass of red wine and bam, spit it in her face. So that was absolutely no go, and I'm really not proud of that. But this was how I was. So that was the day I realized, okay, man, you can't go on like that. This isn't okay. You have to change something. So now I was really hot-tempered, and that was the day I changed it. I started changing.
Okay,
it.
thank you. Before we continue with the other panelists, an additional question, a last one to this topic. How long was the process to change this habit? How long was it just to say, okay, I got it, I learned it, I did it, or how long was this process?
I think it's an ongoing process, because there are new challenging situations coming up, and everyone is new. Every situation is new. But well, it was a change of personality. It was not just, okay, I can't go on like this. I have to change my what I am doing. It is going much more deeper inside. I have to change the way I am. And this was a process, I think, at least it took me 5 years, at least, until this changes started showing up in a really obvious way. Because then people came to me, they approached and say, hey man, Christian, what's going on? You are radiating calm and stuff like that. So, and that never happened before. So it was
cool. What a cool process.
yeah, it was a good process, but unfortunately, I was not that clever to get me some help. I did it all on my own, so I think that would have made things running faster for me.
Okay, thank you,
But
thank you.
I think Christian, maybe your girlfriend, she pushed the bottom. You know, this is something that made you angry. Did you even thought about what happened that she touched this bottom?
I think I get. Can you I don't know, maybe specify the question? I don't get it right now.
What I'm trying to tell you that all of us touches a point of anger, but actually the person or the opponent, he touch something inside us. I'm calm, but he pushed the bottom that I have exploded in his face. Something like this happens.
Yeah, it was exactly that. I think it was I didn't feel respected then, because I told her 3 times, stop there. And this is like, well, I'm testing out my borders, stuff like that. And well, it was an inappropriate reaction. Now I would communicate my borders in a different way, but that was the way I communicated my borders back in the days.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Christian. Okay, let's go over to Mounir, my dear friend Mounir. How are you dealing with conflicts, and do you have a certain habit, or did you practice a process to get better? How about you, my friend?
Oh, okay. Right. So, so in the beginning, yes, few years back, I was absolutely diagnosed with Hogan assessment and so on in my career job. And when I was working in this multinational organization, they were always doing this kind of, assessments and so on to see the attributes, to understand the attributes and so on. And one of that, it was Hogan assessment. And one of the main things that was really showing in this report is that I am always avoiding conflict, and it was a negative attributes of my personality. So it was always, seeking challenges, open to changes, willing to have new things and so on. Everything was absolutely perfect, but in that area I was absolutely big zero. So no conflict at all, and I don't want to have it. And the moment I saw that, and I look back on the situations that I have been facing in terms of business and personal life, and I found that this is absolutely true. I don't like conflicts. I don't like, getting into this tough situations or awkward situation where I need to confront someone with things that happens in business or in personal relationship. And I would always, what I would try to do is to, if there is a point that will have conflict, I would rather take this kind of conflict and please the other party and deal with myself. So it's not the other party's fault, it is mine, and I would take it and I would try to do it. And inside of that, I was definitely having some, not some, a lot of issues, doing things that not my way, or trying to please the person, or avoiding this kind of situation. And I need to either to pay money, efforts, nights without sleeps, and so on. But I don't want to go to this kind of conflicting situation or confrontation of that situation. And from starting that point of time, and I think it was like in 2015, 16, and that was just a few months before the incident that I had in my personal life, which is divorce and so on. And it was exactly the same. I did not even have the guts to be having this kind of conflicting situation, and I've avoided it. Since then, this kind of conflict starts to be better on a personal life. And I can admit I have been working on that, and I started to talk my emotions, send the other party the right communication by words, and saying exactly what I feel, and that this is conflicting situation, and I would rather to do 1 2 3 4 instead of taking it on my shoulder, on my heart, on my feelings, and then at the end of the day I would be silent, but inside it's going to be a lot of conflict from my side. However, from a business situation, I would say that I did not really put some effort in that. Still, from a business situation, I would definitely avoid conflicting situation. I would definitely um, uh, take my chances not to go into the tough conversations or money related conversations or things related. I would definitely try not to go that. And Hazem would tell you, he's always feeling that, oh, Munir, you don't want to go to this area, let's bring it on the table, yes, no, and so on, and let's discuss it. And I feel how easy Hazem can go within this kind of tough conversations, but I still, have very tough moments trying to get into this kind of conversations or conflicting situations. And at that point of time, I would definitely get someone to support me in that from a business perspective, like Hazem or you, Roland. Always, I don't see that you're not showing this, but I see that you're inside of this kind of conflicting situation. You stand up, you say what you feel, you tell it, and you tell it to the other party, and you're doing it in a good way. That's my opinion. Or maybe you're far better than me in this side. So that's how it goes. So I think I need to Christian was saying, work on that, and it will take time, and it will definitely be a hard journey until I reach something somewhere where I am comfortable with being uncomfortable, bringing some uncomfortable subjects to the table.
Thank you so much, my friend, for your openness. You said that you already feel the negative impact of being I can call it a people pleaser. Like you spend extra money just when it's your fault, extra effort, sleepless nights. So there's a lot of negative impacts. What still holds you back? Because I want to learn from you, my friend. What still holds you back? Not to say no.
Oh, right. That's the hardest answers. No. And I remember there was one person from the UK. He was my manager in when I started to go from to the management life in Xerox. Sorry, in my previous company, and he came and spent 3 days with me, and and I said, can you give me any tips or something that you really feel that I need to embrace or do in order to be better? And the only comment he said, I have no comments on whatsoever you're doing. You're absolutely perfect. What I need you to learn is to say no, because you never said no. And that's really hard. I don't know what happened, Roland. If I'm gonna be talking about I don't know, salaries. If I'm going to be talking about, investment, if I'm going to be talking about collecting money from the partners in order to do something and so on, I would definitely find this very hard conversation. And I'm not sure why I get to hold that. And I would spend days and days and days trying not to go to this conversation. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe it's the idea of
different.
Yeah, go ahead. I think
I can
it's
absolutely relate what you're saying, my dear friend.
Yeah, and I think it is part of it that I always want to be perceived as a respectable, honest, easygoing, not hard enough, being pleasant to be around, and so on. So that if this kind of bringing those kind of subject on the table, I would feel that I have made this person go unhappy, not feeling comfortable, and that would bring me feeling a little bit of guilt, which is absolutely not true. But maybe it is. Maybe it is.
I understand it totally. I mean, I can relate to it because, as you said, sometimes I can say no in our cooperation too. Yes, but most of the time, I try to avoid conflict. And what I reflect on myself just when you're talking is, many times I say no, but not loud. I don't speak it out. I say no to myself, and I turn around and I just go away and escape. That's what mostly I do. Mostly I do. I say no, but I don't speak it out loud. Oh, thank you so much. Marcin, my friend, how about you?
Yeah, thank you guys for all of those stories and your openness. While listening to you, I was trying to connect some dots here to think about conflicts also in my life. And first of all, I can totally relate with all of you because, yeah, I've punched through a door in our previous apartment while just having a tough conversation with my wife, and I was felt so powerless that the only possible thing that I could do was just to do this punch into the door, and there was like a big hole in it left, and we hang like a beautiful heart on it as a memoir of our love. So yeah, I did some stupid stuff too. But actually, what I remember from what you, Christian, said at the beginning, how you try to compose what you say carefully when you feel like there is a conflict possible. So my automatic response for that was that actually what creates conflicts in my life is my silence. So all the time when I should say loudly that I do not like it, I do not want it, I do not have time, or I just do not want to do this for any other reasons, and I say nothing, and I just keep storing in all of those situations up to the day when it bursts. And when it bursts, I have no control over the flow. So this is something that I'm working on too. So I'm trying to just vocalize my needs, and it is not an easy task for me yet. And now I'm living in the same house with my dad, and yeah, we didn't have like a perfect relationship at the beginning of my life, and now the relationship is changed. And when you live in the same house with your parents, and you try to have like your own life, but your parent is also trying to keep his ways, the conflicts are sprouting like, you know, blossoms on the meadow. So it is still hard for me to say exactly what I want and what exactly I do not want, because I'm afraid that I will be rejected, and that's the first part, or I will make myself a fool, or I will hurt the other person. So I found those three reasons to be still active, but I'm working on it.
Okay, Marcin, an additional question. When you reflect on yourself on facing conflicts, do you always show the same habit in front of each person, each event, or you show different habits depending on the event and the person in front of you?
Yeah, can you specify? I do not think I understood you.
I mean, when you're in a conflict situation with a person in business or in a relationship or whatever, do you always show the same pattern, the same habit, the same pattern? That okay, you punch the door, you get out loud, or you show different patterns, different habits in different events with different persons?
Yeah, I think there's an explanation. Yeah, I could thought that you will bring this up. There is an explanation needed here because actually, why we hang those beautiful wooden heart on this hole that I punched through, it was because this was like the first time in my life that I wanted to stand with my values so strongly to actually show any kind of emotion outside so loudly. And actually, I was very proud of myself, and my wife was also a little bit proud of myself that I actually done it because through all my life I'm just a very nice guy. I behave myself. I'm, lovely to be with, and I store every situation that I do not like inside, especially when I'm working with clients. And as clients has its rights, so you should always nod and smile, whatever they are saying. There's like a common sense of that. So yeah, it is not like a habit of mine that I punch through things. I may say that I'm learning to punch through situations sometimes, or punch through some, um, boundaries that I have, and they are not very helpful.
Okay, so I can hear you. So this was a unique event, punching the door. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you so much. Gentlemen, Christian stated he likes conflicts because they let us grow. And I want to go into this topic. But before that, before we step into the topic, how we can grow through managing conflicts in a proper way, I want to ask Hazem. Hazem, how about you? How about you and conflicts?
Yes, conflict comes in a different way for me. It started long time ago in a personal life and in work. Of course, conflict with my ex wife in different manners concerning. For example, how to raise the kids, and she has a way, and I have another way, and conflict comes, and maybe like Christine said before, sometimes you get angry and you want to prove your point, and my way or the highway, and and we learn from this, from our mistakes, and from situations you have been went through in business. It was I have many stories, of course, dealing with business. Once we were assessing in National Award of Excellence in United Arab of Emirates, as I used to work as an assessor since 2007. But in 2011, this award, national award, assessment, it always comes like your team assessing organizations, team of 3 or 4, and then you have to reach a point about giving the area of improvement or the strength point for this organization, and putting a score. So sometimes conflict comes in. You want to give him a low score because you see, you can see that this area it has to be improved, and the other one in the team, you feel that he's not that caliber, for example, in this area, and he's giving him, for example, high score. And conflicts here raise that you want to prove the point that you're right, and this organization does not deserve such kind of high score in this area in particular. And I was sometimes a long time ago was trying to prove my point and was so angry, and then we learn by time that this will not make us progress. We have to reach a point in negotiation and in a consensus in order to hear each other and communicate. And you're not always right. Maybe you're right, but but you can compromise. There's no there's a gray area. It's not always black or white. I have many stories related to this, and I will come later to tell you about it.
Thank you, Hazem. Thank you, Hazem. Yeah, it's not always easy, especially when we work with clients together. We go feedback. We want to be too harsh or too hard. It's not always easy. Absolutely, can relate to that. Okay, gentlemen, I want to go in what I call a second round, like with all of you. As Christian said, we can grow in a very special way through conflicts. I had a bunch of them today, actually. Pooh, my goodness, I had a bunch of them. More in a passive way, but I got them. So, Christian, what can we learn from conflicts? Maybe you're going to start on that topic.
Well, every conflict shows us in a very true way who we are and what our values are. So this is like in a conflict, it's a good mirror where we can see ourselves. So it shows our exact borders and what we believe in. So in fact, if we put away the emotion, a conflict is like personality growing process. We can choose to accept, or we can choose not to accept. A thing that helps me is an NLP. I don't know it. It's like a law. It's not called law. It's another word. But the map is not the territory. So things are not the way they seem. And the first thing is in a conflict, especially with women. That's just my experience. To define what is the meaning of the starting point of the conflict. So what is the meaning of each word? What do you really mean? What is lying underneath those words? What are you really saying? What are you really heading for? What is your need right now? And so the first step is to try to understand the other person and to see where I am standing, to understand myself better and why I am reacting that way. So this is the first thing, like this mirroring thing. And the other thing is, if we're always avoiding conflicts, we are losing personality, because on these borders, on these hard, sharp edges of ourselves, communicated in the right way, of course, we are making clear who we are. And this makes it easier for other persons to get along with us. Like MARCIN said, his wife was kind of proud because he expressed his emotions, and he expressed those emotions in a very male way, I say. It was an aggressive way, okay, but you channeled it or canalized it, I don't know, to a place where nothing really bad can happen. So you hit that door, you didn't hit a person, stuff like that. And that shows you something about yourself and teaches you there is a really strong male energy inside of you. And maybe sometimes you don't, you're not aware of that. So this was a very strong reminder of, hey, you are man. And those are things we can learn about ourselves in a conflict.
Very, very good. Well, what just came to my mind, I was reading a book actually several times as I use it as a training tool too. I don't know, it was ever translated in English by a German guy. He's a specialist on communication, a professor for communication. In German, it's Miteinander reden, so let's talk together. And it's 3 books. And in book number 2, in the second one, the second book, he's writing about values. I don't know, somebody said we have 64 values. And each value, a value like loyalty, friendship, love, honesty, the values, we have 64 somewhere. And what he's writing is, and I guess he goes back to a model from Aristotle, I think, that each value needs a counterpart to be imbalanced, meaning when there is no counterpart, when this value is too to say is too overwhelming, it goes in a negative way. For example, when you like order, when everything is in order, when everything is in structure, when you love order and structure, and when there's no counterpart, then it goes in a negative way, that you're not open enough. You just want to change something. So structure and counterpart needs as a counterpart creativity to be in balance. If creativity has no counterpart like order and structure, then creativity ends up in chaos. So every value, even as a good one, needs a counterpart to be in balance. An interesting thing is that love needs as a counterpart the conflict for growth.
Yeah, I think this counterpart thing is true, but I do disagree, and there we have a conflict. I do disagree that we always have to be balanced, because we are human beings. We live in duality, and sometimes I tend more to this side and more to this side. So I don't think, for me it feels wrong to be always in balance, because my personality and my being shows in this balance. I have to know both parts to be able to slide from one part to another. But I don't like the thought of being in balance all the time, because I think this is like kind of not being really present.
Sorry, Christopher was muted. What I meant by this example is, when there is no conflict in a relationship in love, then it dies, because there's nobody has a border, there's no learning there. It's just harmony. Yeah, it's just that, because you're not interested in anymore in any discussion or in anything. That's what I mean. On the other hand, when it's only conflict and there's no love, it's also not good, of course. So, but of course, we don't have to be balanced all the time. It's just an ideal way. Absolutely. Marcin, we have you back.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to fix my headphones. What this discussion reminded me of is actually those 5 dysfunctions of the team by Patrick Lencioni, and one of them is avoiding conflicts. And actually, what it leads to, it is connected with lack of trust. So when we are talking about intentions and values that are behind every conflict, there is a big amount of trust needed on both sides in order to really believe that we are just working through the conflicts in order to get an agreement. And if we do not have this trust that the other party is just working the same way, and we have those doubts that maybe he or she tried to hurt me purposefully, or maybe try to just use some of my resources of me myself, or maybe they are just mean for some reason, then with those thoughts it's extremely tough to actually work together. And this is something that we can see in many relationships, in businesses also, when we are trying to negotiate something. Stating intentions at the beginning, in my experience, is a very good way to simplify the situation. So if I start now any hard conversation, I tend to start with saying, just laying my intentions open and flat on the table, saying that by this talk, I just try to do this, and that, right? And I want to achieve this and that because and this is important for me. And I do not want to hurt you. I do not want to cross any of your boundaries. So just please tell me, what can I do in order to work through this situation? And by using this like a kind of a formula, it actually helps to establish trust at the beginning. Uh, in my opinion, trust is needed in order to go through the conflict, and if there is no trust, solving conflicts is almost impossible. We can get to some kind of a contract, but not truly an agreement. This is my point of view.
Thank you, Marcin. I love what you said, and the same to Christian. What you said, Christian. I cannot relate to it, and I guess it's very helpful. Yeah, to have a deeper look on that and learn more about that and practice that. What do you think, Mounir, about this? What this gentleman stated?
Well, I totally support and understand what is there, because in fact it's more of um, reaching a peaceful life. In order to be able to reach a peaceful life, you have to go through some of the conflicts first, so that we understand, we pattern the things together, and we reach this agreement based on the true feelings that we do have. So definitely, I've learned a lot was of what Marcin and Christian were saying, and these are an encouraging statements to really go through this kind of hard conversation without being and feeling awkward about it.
I would
Thank you,
say,
Mounir.
if I might just make a little comment here, I would even go further, and now I'm just practicing saying, listen, this situation is totally awkward for me, and I feel just terrible. I do not know exactly what to say, but my intention is, and then when I just state it clearly, it helps, because it also shows that I'm not in the position of having all of the answers. I may be mistaken, I may be wrong, and then let's just deal with it together.
Thank you, Marcin. Hassem, how about you? What do you think
Yes,
about his statements?
yeah. I think there was a conflict that would even happen to anybody is a conflict with a family, because conflicts with friends and conflict with in business, what would happen that you will lose a business, you will lose money, you will lose an opportunity. But actually it happened that sometimes had a conflict with my family, for example, my father and mother and my sister and my brother, and there was came like a conflict when it comes to money. So now it's like a borderline. You lose your family and such a relation, or you continue. It's very strange for me. Yeah, I don't know how to bypass this situation till now. Actually,
Thank you, Hassem. Gentlemen, before we come to the wrap up round, we're getting close to the end now. I just want to encourage our audience, wherever you are watching us, on whatever channel you're watching us, or listen to us on a radio, on a podcast, please go on to our website. It's bonfiretalks.com. You will find all these panelists. If you want to get directly in contact with them, you're more than welcome. And secondly, if you have a topic to discuss or you want to add something, give us a feedback. We're more than welcome. We're more than happy if you get in contact with us, what you think about our topics, what's your point of view, what's your opinion, or even you have a new topic to discuss, please let us know. We can bring it to one of our shows. Thank you so much. Okay, gentlemen, just like a short round before we finish, what's your main takeaway from this round, or for yourself, or maybe or you have a tip for our audience who are facing conflict, hopefully not so soon in the near future? I don't know who wants to start. Maybe Christian, you?
Yeah, I can. I get something in mind, really. As this is a kind of men's round here, we have a lot of conflicts maybe with women. And one thing I learned about conflicts with women is that sometimes there is no reason for this conflict. no real reason. Women are sometimes testing our ability to hold and to keep like hold this room and hold this area for them where they can express their emotions. And it's kind of testing love. So what makes it easier for me to hold these situations is the thought and my inner adjustment. How can I express my love to this woman right now, even in a forcing situation? So it's my inner will of expressing love, especially in conflict situations, to give her the security that I'm there and my love for her is strong.
Thank you, Christian. Actually, I would highly appreciate it when I think about reflect my day. if the conflicts I was facing today was not such a really conflict, but just a proof for love, or maybe I messed it up anyway. But thank you, Mounir. What's your takeaway or your tip for the audience?
I would definitely say is that conflict is absolutely healthy, and I mean it does not have to be a bad situation. It has to be a two different point of view for the same subject, and getting things in on the table and making sure that we can discuss it in a manner that is civilized and expressing the feelings and the thoughts in a decent way, that will always reach an agreement on the conflict. So I would definitely encourage people to go through those things, not to suppress it inside their emotions, and let it out, get it done, deal with it, and then move on.
Thank you, Mounir. Hazem, what's your
Yes,
takeaway?
yeah. Conflicts will come and go, and the more you go through conflicting situations, the more you'll be able to develop your personality and develop your professional life and personal life. So I second Mounir. It's a positive thing, and you will be able to handle it in the future in a better way.
Thank you, Hazem. Marcin, my friend, what's your takeaway or your advice to the audience?
Yeah, just a thought actually made also by a woman that I admire, and I know it is a men's show, so sorry for that, but I think you will excuse me for just quoting Brené Brown, because there is a quote that I really love, and it connects me to this belief on healthy conflicts, that if you think that you can live and work bravely without disappointing anyone ever, you can think again, because it is impossible. So I think the lesson for me from today is also to let myself to disappoint people sometimes, because this is what I can fear in conflicts as well.
Thank you, Marcin. Thank you for your statement. Yeah, my last statement for this, what I learned, gentlemen, is to be honest, is there's not much to say, but much to do for myself. That's what I can say for myself. There's a lot more to do and to learn and to practice. Yeah, thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time and your energy and your insights and your reflection on this topic and for your openness. And I also want to thank you, our audience, that they're having our shows on a weekly basis. Thank you so much. If you missed part of this shows or the previous shows, there are many options. You can go, for example, on YouTube and USA Global Radio and there are recordings, or you can go, as mentioned before, on our website, bonfiretalks.com. When you see the icon episodes, they're all episodes recorded there, and you will also see the announcement for the next shows 2 to 3 days ago. Thank you so much. I wish you an amazing day, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Please stay backstage and we discuss the next topic. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.